So ESPN's Jordan Reed just announced or released his latest mock draft today, this morning, 6:15 a.m. on ESPN.com, and we're going to talk about it right here. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez Shomont. Like the video, subscribe, leave your comments. Appreciate y'all's support of the channel. Do follow us on our social media at Hurricanes Unfiltered on Instagram. Let's jump right in on this thing. We had a bunch of players who went to the combine. A lot of them did not compete in the combine. I really turned it on the first day for defensive linemen, and neither Ruben Bain nor Akeem Mesdor did anything other than do interviews. So that was personally kind of disappointing to me. I wanted to watch those guys compete. I wanted to watch them run, drill the whole nine, because you don't get that same vantage point, at the actual pro day, which is on March 23rd, from what I've been told. And I don't know if I can go to the pro day, so I wanted to see them in the combine. Nonetheless, they didn't compete. I think the only guy who ran for Miami was Markel Bell. Carson Beck did throw. I know Wesley Besainth was involved. I don't know if Jacoby Thomas or Keontae Scott drilled or not. I'm gonna be real, I don't even know. But and I don't know if CC Malangoa or Inez Cooper drilled, because again, I didn't see it, so that's my fault. But what I'm here to talk about is this newest mock draft that Jordan Reed has dropped, where it's interesting in how these things adjust from mock draft to mock draft, and it seems like a lot of the stuff comes from conversations with scouts, coaches, and execs throughout the league. It doesn't come from what they do on a field. It doesn't come from even what they did in the workout. So this guy Jordan Reed has projections, and let's talk about them real fast. Share them with y'all, because at some point he had other projections, and he has our Fernando Mendoza going number 1. He's got Arvell Reese going number 2. He's got David Bailey at 3. And now we got Ruben Bain. He's got Ruben Bain going number 4 in this mock draft. Ruben Bain didn't participate. So I don't know where it comes from or how he decides this. So yeah, kind of interesting to me that I'm trying to find it, see if they have if he has another mock draft. So unfortunately, I can't find his first one. He had another one. It's like they made it disappear or something like that. I'm not sure, but he did have a first mock draft that I saw last week. Nonetheless, he has Ruben Bain going number 4. He says Bain was the talk of the defensive line group at the combine, despite he didn't actually compete as his official because of his arm length. Oh my God, the arm length. So dominate everybody, but your arm length is like the thing, And his arms weren't even the shortest arms at the mock draft at the combine, which makes it funny. Cassius Howe actually has shorter arms than Ruben Bain Jr. does. And he has him in the top 5. Perfect match for the Titans. Robert Saleh's defense, hand power, versatility could reinforce a front that already has all-pro defense tackle Jeffrey Simmons and newly acquired edge rusher Jermaine Johnson. Adding Bain would give Saleh's team an immediate identity. That would also pair up Ruben Bain and get him on the team with Cam Ward. So I'm sure that'd be pretty cool for him to go play with Cam Ward up at Tennessee. If you continue down, you got Sonny Styles, Monroe Freeling, Caleb Downs, Jeremiah Love, Carnell Tate. I thought his took a beating because he ran a really not great 40 time, but we'll see. Mansour Delane. And then here we go. We got Francis Mauigoa going to the Miami Dolphins. That'd be pretty dope. Gotta say, it'd be pretty damn cool to have Francis come to stick around and be in Miami for a lengthy period of time. Mauigoa has some of the cleanest film to evaluate of any prospect in this year's class. He's a model of consistency as a steady blocker who has the mauling power to generate movement and enough lower body quickness. While there is talk of the 6'5", 329-pound Might go with possibly kicking inside the guard at some point, drafting him here and pairing him with Patrick Paul would give the Dolphins' new regime a pair of bookend offensive tackles to start their rebuild around. So let's talk about him. He's gone. He's going to fluctuate from 3 to 11. I've seen him fluctuate anywhere from 3 to 11. Again, I don't remember if he worked out. Again, I don't remember him working. I know he got interviewed. He doesn't care about where he plays. He doesn't care if he plays guard. He'd like to play tackle, but the dude just wants to play. So he doesn't really care about any of all that stuff, and which is a great thing to hear. It's like he wants to do as much as he can do to play as soon as possible. So it means playing guard, play guard. It means playing right tackle, play right tackle. He's a mauler. He's gonna dominate people. I love Maui. I love CC, in a Dolphins uniform. I think he should be drafted higher, but I love him in a Dolphins uniform. So if that can happen, let's make it happen, right? And then we got moving down. We are here. This is crazy to me. Keldrick Falk, Auburn at 15. I don't care what this dude's size is, man. And I don't care that he doesn't turn 21 until September. This is what I care about. I care about the fact that in 3 years, this dude's got 10 sacks. Here. In 3 years, this guy's got 10 sacks. 10 sacks. 3 years. That to me is, how does that make you a top 15 pick in the draft at the end? It doesn't. It doesn't. This is a joke. This is a joke to me, actually, especially when you have him going ahead of Akeem Mesidor, who you have projected at number 17, which has him moving up in the rankings for him to be at number 17 now. Akeem Mesidor is being slated to go to Detroit. The Lions tend to be unconventional early in the draft and have passed on edge rushers at this juncture the past couple of years, but Mesidor checks every box of what they typically look for on defense. He's a heavy-handed rusher with nonstop effort who wears down blockers. He finished last season with 12.5 sacks and 17.5 tackles for loss for the Hurricanes. That would be an ideal edge pairing with Aiden Hutchinson. His age, he turns 25 in April, has been a talking point. That doesn't seem to be an issue with scouts. I told you. 25 means he's ready to play football. 25 means I don't need to spend 3 years developing him. If you have to spend 3 years developing somebody, he better be 22. He better not be 25. Akeem Mesidor is a grown man. He's ready to play right now. That's, to me, what it says. Akeem Mesidor has grown man strength. He's a grown man football player, and he's ready to play. I'm happy to see him moving up. I think him being behind a guy who has 10 sacks in 3 years when he had 12.5 in this past season is embarrassing, and it shows how ridiculous this stuff is. That's not based on what you do on a football field, but rather what you do in a workout. Workout warriors don't typically become the greatest players. I mean, we can go look at all these workout warriors who ran fast, benched a lot, did this, did that, and then when it comes down to it, can't perform. Can't perform. So he's got 3 guys from Miami in the top 20 in the first round. And then moving on to the second round that he has, because he actually did 2 rounds on the mock draft. He has here, I'm just curious, what is Cassius Howell? So listen to this. Cassius Howell. There's no mention of his arm length in this review. None. He's got shorter arms than Reuben Bay Jr. They did not mention his arm length. Explain that. And here we got going at number 53 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got Keontae Scott. So I tell you what, Keontae Scott coming to Miami from Auburn has definitely helped his draft perspective and his opportunity. Scott is a high-intensity physical nickel defender who isn't afraid to chirp a bit, making him a perfect fit in Pittsburgh's defensive backfield. He has the talent to immediately change the outlook of a secondary. I agree. And those are the 4 guys that are projected to go right now in this particular mock draft in the top 2 rounds. I mean, we're going to have a bunch of other players drafted. I think Carson Beck has played his way for sure into being a third-round pick. I would love to see the Dolphins draft him. Yes, I'm a Dolphins fan. I like Carson Beck. I'd love to see the Dolphins draft him and give him an opportunity. That's me. I've always felt that way. Heck, I was mad when the Dolphins didn't draft Ray Lewis, when the Dolphins didn't draft Ed. I mean, there's so many guys the Dolphins could have drafted from the Miami Hurricanes over the years that they did not draft. It's like you're in the backyard. You're here. You see these guys more than anybody. Or at least you should see them more than anybody because you're local. They play in your building. Don't know why you wouldn't have seen these guys before. And it's happened. And obviously, Ray Lewis was not in the building, and neither was Ed Reed there in the Orange Bowl. But the fact of the matter is, these are guys that are local, and you let them go somewhere else when you had an opportunity to draft some of these dudes. So, would love to see Francis down here. Would love to see some of these guys, get selected down here. I'd love Keontae Scott down here. If you could get me to draft a bunch of these dudes to the Dolphins, I'd be thrilled. But we know that's not going to happen. Nonetheless, that is where Jordan Reed has these guys so far. What are y'all thoughts on this? And we'll be keeping a close eye on these mock drafts and seeing how they shuffle these guys around. And hopefully Miami doesn't continue to get disrespected by other guys like Mel Kiper. So leave y'all comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel. That'll do it for this one. This is Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.